I mean, they could try, but one thing I know for a fact is that you can't replace something that's pure. Uh, you can only substitute it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will push you away or leave you only to go search for you and somebody else. And it don't work that way because any and everybody that's done did that, they find themselves telling themselves and telling their close friends, yeah, they remind me of so and so, but they sex ain't that good, or they ain't got as much money as so and so. And all of that comes from you running from yourself and running from accountability. If you know you got a good person, stop taking that good person for granted. And I know a lot of people that follow my talks will be like, well, Rick, you say it ain't really no value in being good. True. But we all know that positive energy always and always will outweigh negative energy. And with that being said, it's like, I'd rather somebody be good to me than be bad to me. You get what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of times we have these real good, genuine, unconditional, loyal, real, true, loving people. And we feel like they not for us because they are too nice, too kind, too understanding. Or in a lot of cases, you just know you ain't shit. And you starting to feel that guilt and that shame for the stuff that you do behind that person's back, for the lies that you done told this person, and for this image that you trying to hold up for this person because you with this person, but you know that image don't really fit you. So you start realizing that you hiding from your true self and you misleading this person and carrying them on, dragging them along the way because they benefit you in a lot of ways that's not beneficial on your own. So basically you need this person, whether it's for security, whether it's for reassurance. You done got hurt a lot of times and you finally want some love. You've been dealing with people who give you whack sex and now you finally getting this real intimate sex. But guess what? Seasons are for reasons. You can go 2 to 3 months being this fake person, but when that 4th, 5th, and 6th month roll around and them transitions within the sun and the planets take place, you're gonna have to hold accountability for who you really are. And the lies that you done told and this fake ass image of fuckery that you done brought to the table, which is where we create different levels of karma for ourselves. Because, you know, people can keep it real with people from the jump, but a lot of times people are hurt. People are looking to be healed without saying that. People are looking for help without saying that. And people are still trying to find themselves through other people. But you don't have to take people for granted and then act like, yo, you know, maybe it's best we be friends and do all this when you done made all these promises because you done either became more aware of somebody that got in your ear or something in you done grown and you think that you got to cut this person off that's either done helped you grow, the person that's done been patient with you, or the one that's done shown you something completely different. You don't use them up and go elsewhere. Yeah, you got free will to do that, but I'm gonna tell you what happened when you do that in most cases. If you're not trying to replace what you had for something better because you know you deserve better, all you're gonna do is keep substituting. And that substitution phase is gonna make you be on your 10th victim before you realize it. Trying to replace this one person, and when you go check them out on social media or see them out in public or hear about them, they done came up 10 times on you. Because either A, they done actually replaced you, or B, they wasn't worried about replacing you. They was worried about working on them and becoming a better them. So they did that, they made progress, and in that process of progress, they gained success. And no matter how much a person on the other end go on social media and talk about, you know, any and everybody replaceable, or talk about how one day they're gonna have this, that, and the third, you done went through 5 to 10 different people. Think about this for 1 second. Trying to replace one person. You failed. If this was a competition, okay, just because you done got 10 different dicks or 10 different clicks, don't mean you done came up, you done prospered, you done got a little money here and there, you done got all this, that, and the third from these different individuals. But didn't none of it stick. None of it made any sense in the end, and you still find yourself lonely or trying to find yourself, or for the most part, reminiscing about that one person that you had who actually took time and applied that pressure that you really wanted. So you gotta walk around here and put on the front like you don't care about them and you don't miss them, but you do. But you can't hit them up because you know you don't match their frequency and their energy anymore. But you could have kept it pure from the jump You could have stayed within that energy, because instead of you worried about temporary pleasures, you should have thought about the end results. And people be thinking the argument, it's a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people post in today's time where they be like, oh, one red flag and I'm out of there. Oh, you ain't got but one time to do this. These are not people that really want to have something. See, they think that energy is the energy of, I'm not tolerating what's not for me. I demand respect, blah, blah. Okay, all that's cool. But ain't none of us perfect. Because when the shoe is on the other foot, you're going to want somebody to forgive you or understand you, because you're not perfect. But people like to run around and jump around trying to make sure they have their way all the time, and it don't work like that, because it's not always just about you. So if you got a good person, don't take them for granted. And understand that their intentions are always good. And that's what you want. You don't want nobody manipulating you, misleading you, in it for the short ride, or playing you like it's the long ride and all that. So if you got to argue with somebody, walk away, come back and apologize, do that. Because you don't want to be with this new person and then be like, dang, boy, they good and all, but I miss how so-and-so used to touch me. But they do not touch me like that. Darn, boy, they be giving me money, but darn, man, they sex is whack. Dang, boy, like she fine, boy, but dang, she be stinking sometimes, man. Darn, he fine, he got nice car and all that, he don't never have no money. Darn, boy, they so fun, but they always gotta work. You start finding all these different things that's a problem to you about these people, when in reality, you just missing what you had. Because they touched you in every single way, and you thought that you could find it again because you once got it. Not to say you can't find it again, but it might take a while. And you might have to do some extra work or put in a little bit more effort to get back on that frequency that you was once on, because you was that hurt, you was that desirable, and you was that prepared and in alignment. What was needed for you in the universe came through, and you took it for granted. So you got to lay in that regret. You got to lay in that self-guilt, that shame, and run away from yourself, because you took somebody good for granted. But the good thing about that is, in most situations like that, that person teach you how to love. So when you get you somebody, you be as understanding as the person that you lost that tried to be that understanding with you. So, like I said, man, stop taking good people for granted. But before we leave, man, I want to let y'all know that your boy still got these books on deck, written by me, the 36 Laws of Love. And all the stuff I just talked about, a lot of stuff that I talk about in my other talks, and just a whole lot of hidden pure jewels is wrapped up in this thing. The book going for $20. If you're interested, hit me up, or you can go on rickyprince.biz and order it, however you want to do it. And if you want to prep your kids to have self-awareness, self-confidence, and to love themselves before they start trying to fall in love with someone else, I truly suggest that you get this book. It's a children's book written by me called I Am That I Am. And it gives, self-awareness and knowledge and pure jewels and wisdoms for the youngins on their level, so that they can keep it with them and, speak these affirmations and other things over themselves as well as they grow throughout their process. So hit me up if you need a copy, and I appreciate y'all.